Hey everybody, Ken Blevins, REO agent. Hey, I wanted to share with you an update or some of the updates that I've made in the last week to the REO Maestro platform. And so if you're just joining this channel for the first time, what I'm trying to do here is show you with today's technology and tools how you can recreate an REO platform that we built over a 10-year span from about 2004 to 2014, using millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of programming hours. I'm able to recreate this in a few weeks, and I could probably do it over a weekend if I just spent full time on it, but I've got too much going on, and so I'm just trying to chronicle it as I go along so you guys get a good idea of what we're what tools today are at your disposal that you can create these really cool platforms, or just ways that you can use AI to implement your REO business. All right, and so this is REO Maestro. I am at the dashboard again. I've made no changes from here. I haven't even, this is just what the AI created day one. I haven't updated anything on here. Properties, this is where I've spent the most time, and I'm going to go in because what I've spent the most time on is these tabs inside the properties, updating what they can do and everything. So I'm going to show you that here in a little bit, but I also have added in these filters up here. So this is a quick way for me to see all 30 properties, and then I can click on what's in eviction, what's in pre-marketing, listed, under contract. I added the closed. It's not in the totals here, but it'll allow me just to keep track of those without counting that in the active inventory. So there's actually a total of 31 properties, but I'm not including the closed in there. I have obviously a lot more closed properties, but since I've started this project about 2 weeks ago, there's one property closed right now, and that's, you can see it in here with HUD and rain and so forth. So this is what the filters look like. I'm also going to add some filters for clients and asset managers and things like that. So you just really quickly click on it and be able to see. But right now all I've done is the statuses, and I added this tag, so I can now add a tag to properties as well and filter by those. So this is just one property. That's why I have so many eviction. This is a cross-collateralized loan that was with a slumlord, and he had all of these rentals, and so these are all in eviction status right now that we're working through with one client. And so that's why I've got that tag on there for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't normally have this many properties in eviction. But in any case, that's how you can quickly find the properties you want to go through. My tasks, I haven't done anything with this outside of just adding a quick task inside of the property. So if I come over here into properties, and if I click on this property here and go to tasks, I don't have any in here. But if I add a task, I can put in the name, the description, what priority it is, when it's due, who it's assigned to, and it'll show up on my tasks. Not really what I want to do for a tasking feature. Hopefully down the road, I'll have the AI analyze all the emails and everything coming in to be able to dictate what those tasks should be. It should be able to read the client's portals as well, as far as what their tasking are, and pull those in. So that's the plan down the road. But for right now, I just created this generic my tasks so I can keep track of things I want to manually enter. Clients, I haven't updated or made any changes here. Vendors, I've done absolutely nothing with outside of the day one, just adding the vendor page. I eventually want to add vendors in here and have this be a contact sheet as well for our vendors, but for right now there's nothing to it. Maps, this is what I showed you last time. This is one of my favorite features, and one of the things that I'm using more often than not right now. What this does is just allows me to real quickly on these weekly inspections to identify my route real quickly. So I try to clump them together and hit them in, so I'm not driving all over town and everything. But what I really like with this is I can just click on this, and it just builds builds it over here for me, what properties I'm going to. I can SMS text it to myself. So you can see it on here. And the feature I added, because I showed you this last time, was lockbox code. So now I've got the lockbox code right in my phone as well. And I just click send, and it sends it to me. And so what that will look like on my phone, I'll click on my messages here, and you can see from iCloud I've got the message. Now I've got the lockbox code right in there for me. And this is what's cool. When you're on your, in your car, just click on that. 15 minutes, it maps your route for you, and you're off and running. to the location. So now I've added that feature to add the lockbox code, so I can real quickly just look when I get at the property right at my phone and see what the code is to get access to it as well. So really cool feature, one of the things I'm using quite a bit, and I really like it. All right. Oh, and settings is nothing more. Admin, I have asset managers, and I'll create this more down the road, but I don't have anything done to settings. So where did I spend most of my time this week? So let's take one of the listed properties here, 414 Hawthorne. I've updated this a little bit. I'm still not happy with the layout, but I'll continue to enhance it as I go along. I've added the client details over here. So now as I click through, it shows up on every page, and then I'll have the vendor details. So that will always stay up on there. But the property, I just pull in some listing BPO information, active listing information, so I can see it all on one screen, and we'll go into these fields and show you how they get updated and everything going forward. Contacts, and if you need to add additional contacts, you can do that. Inside of here for the client, and then the primary vendor. I'll add closing contacts in the future, but I really haven't done much with this. I added an eviction tab, but it's just generic information right now that I'm pulling. This one's obviously not in eviction, didn't go through an eviction, so the tab is basically doesn't have any information in it. Same thing with HOA contact. So I did add it. If there was an HOA on this property, you can just see it collects, just general information, phone, email, website, amounts, when the frequency is, and account numbers and things like that. And so I'm going to enhance a lot of this where the AI will pull that information in directly, and that's what I've started doing mostly with the valuation and the listing tab. So let me show you those real quickly. So on the valuation tab here, this is where you can add any kind of valuation, a BPO, you can add in an appraisal or any kind of internal valuation. It does pull in a house canary AVM, so when I add a new property, it pulls the bed, bath count, square footage, photo, all that kind of information from House Canary. It's just a data feed that I have through an API connected, and it provides me with a value there too. So I get a quick AVM as soon as I add a property to the system here, but this is where I'm going to add any kind of client BPOs or any kind of information that we add. So you can see I've got one in here, one that was done back on April 20th. I haven't added in all of them, so I just am starting to build this as I create this platform. But over time, as new properties enter the platform, it'll have all of the data moving forward. But for right now, this is how you add a valuation. Actually, let me go ahead and delete this. I'll click view PDF so I can download it. So now I've got it downloaded here. I can see it. This is what the BPO that's in the system now. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete it out and add it back in so you can see how it happens. So this is what I do. I would click add evaluation, and I'm not going to fill out any of this information. It's going to get extracted from the BPO value. So all I'm going to do is click, I can drag and drop it, or I can click and add the BPO here. And now it's uploading the PDF, and then it's going to extract the data fields from the PDF. And I can add as many fields in here as I want. Just for first blush, all I'm doing is adding is the completion date, what type of BPO it is, the as-is value, the repaired value, any kind of recommended repairs, and then a recommended list price. The notes, I can add the notes here if I want, but this will do all of the work for me by simply filling out these fields. And again, these are just the ones I'm starting with. If there are other fields that I want down the road, I can add them in here and have it just extract those out as well. You can see here it's extracting out the data, and now it's in there. And you can see the dates are all filled in, the values are all filled in. I can add notes here if I want to add any kind of notes, and then you just go ahead and save it. So boom, it saves it in here. And what it does is it adds it on the property. So there's a listing BPO I can see that I just added in the valuation. So if I want to click on it, I can see it, but that's how you quickly add it. So I did the exact same thing for the listing. So all this is a MLS sheet. So if I click it, I can view the MLS sheet here, and I would do the exact same thing. Let me just go ahead and show you real quickly. I'm going to delete it. Add a listing. I would just click on this, and I'm going to add the MLS sheet here. And again, it's uploading the PDF, and then it'll extract out the information. Now, all I'm, again, capturing is the MLS, the listing date, when it expires, the original list price, and the current list price in case there was any kind of price reductions. But again, Now it's extracting the data. It's uploaded the BPO, or the BPO, the listing sheet. Now it's extracting the data, and it'll populate here. And then I can save it. Man, it's a little slow today. There we go. And so now I just save that in here, and you can see it's captured all the information. So again, I can always come to my listing tab. Now, if I add a future one, if there's a change and I have a new MLS sheet when I add, it'll just push this one down. This will be the new one, and it'll capture the most recent information up here. And that's, again, what gets populated on this first page. So I can quickly look at this and say, okay, my BPO was at 470. We're at 479. We've been on the market 41 days. We started at 499. So you can see here the client overpriced this to begin with, which is why, a month and a half later, we're still on the market, but we're getting close. Our current list price is 479, but you can see, all of that information is in here, and that's how quickly you can add a listing and valuation information and let the data extract. Same thing for MSRs. So I've got one MSR in here that I did back on the 22nd. There's probably another one coming here due shortly. Once I complete that, I'll export it, just drop it in here, and then I can always just click and view the MSRs anytime I want as well. So I've got all that information in there. So where I'm going with this, just so you can better understand, is, yeah, it's great to have this and I can jump in and click on this, but the future is the AI will have a repository now for all of the listing BPOs, all of the MSRs, all of the valuation information. It'll have HOA, eviction, property information. It'll read all of the notes in the file. It'll have access to all of the files that came over, via email. All of that will be in here as a repository. And what's the nice thing is, in the future, I'll be able to say, hey, this has been listed on the market too long. Write me an email to the asset manager explaining everything we've done from a marketing standpoint, how many showings have taken place, how many price reductions that we have done, where the original BPO was, and write me a nice little analysis I can send recommending a new price reduction. And so it'll write that in a heartbeat, and you'll send it off. Those are the things, the value add that we'll get down the road that we're not even tapping into yet. We will, as we continue to build and create this, we're going to add more and more AI in here to make your job easier and easier and easier. And so this is what I want you to build for yourself. And so again, this is not going to become a commercial application that we're going to sell and charge subscription fee for. I just want to be able to show you what is available at your fingertips today, with these tools. And so MSR, the tasks. So I showed you this a little earlier. If I wanted to add a task in here, I could. Links, this is where I'm pulling the links from to populate these fields up here. If it's a client-generated link, it'll pre-populate it automatically. The only ones I have to add is like a specific property overview for that specific property. Once I add it in there once, it's in there, and then files, and then all the notes on the property. So these links are right up here. So just quickly, when I'm in the property, if I want to click to the client portal, all I have to do is click on that, and it jumps me right into the client portal. If I want to jump into that client portal for that specific property, so 414 Hawthorne Street, all I have to do is click on that, and it pops me right into the client portal, right into that specific property. And then the same thing with the MLS listing. All I have to do is click on that. All you have to do is click in here, and it just opens up the MLS listing right from the portal as well. So that is about all the updates that I have for today. Those are the biggest adds that we've done, mostly this week, to the property tabs. I'll continue to enhance and work on this and continue to make improvements and show you the chronicle as we build this out. And so if this is something you like, I highly encourage you to go ahead and subscribe down below. That way you'll get notification anytime there's a new video that comes out. Also, you can go to reoagent.com and enter your email address in there, and I'll drop you a notification anytime we have a new newsletter coming out about some kind of technology change improvement or one of these update videos. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care.